What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing and breaking down Superman and Lois Season 3, Episode 2. So yeah, guys, let's just get right into it. So the episode starts with Lois at the doctor's. Obviously, in last episode, she, thought she was pregnant again, but then found out she wasn't, which really bothered her the entire episode. But then we see the former mayor of Smallville, or Mayor Dean, as of course Lana Lang is the new mayor of Smallville. But yeah, Dean is ambushed and killed by Onomatopoeia, the villain with the swirly face from the end of last episode, who I also found out is more of a Green Arrow villain in the comics. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if there's, any connection there this season. And obviously, also in the last episode, we found out that Onomatopoeia was working with Bruno Manheim. Now, Henry Miller was released from prison last episode because, they thought that he was going to just die of a brain tumor. But obviously, Bruno Manheim got to him first and gave him superpowers. So yeah, Lois and Clark start to figure out that Bruno Manheim may have had someone on the inside to release him, specifically the judge, but we find out later that Bruno most likely threatened the judge to release Henry Miller. Now, Superman also has his first confrontation with Bruno Manheim, which was really cool to see, as he accuses Bruno of releasing Henry Miller and, being the head of Intergang. Obviously, he knows all that information due to Lois investigating Bruno for a while, but then Lana and John Henry decipher what Mayor Dean was trying to say in his final words, and they come across a USB drive back at Lana's office, but just as they are about to see what's on it, Onomatopoeia shows up and takes what is likely evidence against Bruno Manheim or something along those lines. Who knows? We didn't end up finding out what that was. But going back to Superman and Bruno Manheim, we get a Lex Luthor reference from Bruno, which was pretty cool, and I actually really like the rivalry already between Superman and Bruno. In my opinion, Superman villains with no powers are the most threatening, so that actually gets me really excited. Now, the judge being threatened by Bruno Manheim to not give out any information about, Bruno or Henry Miller, thinks she's going to die based off, what just happened, but so she, decides to end it all herself. But before she can jump, Lois Lane convinces her not to do it by telling her that she has cancer. That's right, Lois has cancer, which is a massive twist. Obviously, I'd assume they wouldn't kill off Lois, but, it'll still be interesting to see where that goes. Then toward the end, we find out that Onomatopoeia was the one who killed this Earth's John Henry Irons, not Bruno Manheim. Now, it could be still possible that Bruno was responsible, which is very likely, but I just thought I'd point that out. But maybe that also means Bruno and Intergang and everyone else associated with them will find out about the multiverse this season, which could be really interesting. If they're not going to do the multiverse on The Flash, why not bring it over to Superman and Lois? I think that would definitely be pretty cool to see. So yeah, guys, that was about it for the episode. Now, there was a little minor storyline going on as well, with, the boys, Natalie and Sarah, all going to this party or whatever. I didn't really care to, go over that because I didn't, I wasn't particularly that interested in it. But yeah, I'll just acknowledge that, that happened in the episode. But yeah, nonetheless, I think this is still a really good episode, and I'd say a great start to the season. Now, with that said, I do still have a question about, later in the season. That is, how is Lex Luthor going to be incorporated into this? Because back in the scene where Superman confronted Bruno Manheim was talking about Lex Luthor like he hated his guts. So, are they not teamed up? Was Bruno Manheim just faking that? Faking his hate for Lex Luthor, and in reality, they're, working together? What's going to be going on there? I'm really interested to see, if Lex Luthor's behind all this somehow, or, what's going on there. But it's going to be really interesting to see how he's going to be able to fit into Superman and Lois Season 3. And then, yeah, the Onomatopoeia villain, I think, is actually a really cool character. If Onomatopoeia was actually on Arrow, obviously, Onomatopoeia is more of a Green Arrow villain from the comics. If they actually had Onomatopoeia on Arrow, I think that could have been a pretty cool storyline, could have been a pretty cool villain to see. But yeah, nonetheless, I think, the villains they've got for the season might be the best we've seen. Obviously, last season wasn't the best with Ali Alston, aka Parasite, and then season 1 was pretty cool with Tal Rho. But yeah, I think that, this season has probably the best start to a season, although I really did enjoy season 1's start. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on the episode. What did you guys think of it? And there is no Flash tomorrow. I forgot to mention that in probably one of my previous videos, but there's no Flash tomorrow, so there will not be a review up on my channel, but I will definitely have some other video coming out tomorrow, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.